Welcome to the second Hamilton Buddhist Temple online service. Today, we celebrate Hanamatsuri and our April Shotsuki Memorial Service. Please note that today's service is being recorded. This allows people who are unable to attend today to watch later. Only the service portion itself is recorded. We are pleased to have Yoshi Sensei from the Toronto Buddhist Church presiding. My name is Marlene Fraser. I'm your Master of Ceremonies. We're going to start the service with Mokso. If you could put your hands together in Gasho. If you can close your eyes and steady your body. I will start the meditation with the ringing of the bell, and I will end the meditation with the ringing of the bell. If you could put your hands together in Gasho and repeat after me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.
We are now going to have the Shin Buddhist life principles. If you can join me in reciting this aloud, that would be good. Entrusting in the vow of the Buddha, calling out the Buddha's name, I will pass through the journey of life with strength and joy. Revering the light of the Buddha, reflecting upon my imperfect self, I will strive to live a life of gratitude. Following the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path, I will share the true Dharma with all. Rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding all sentient beings, I will work towards the welfare of society and the world. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Butsu. Namanda. And now Sensei will recite San Bujo, followed by Jinyurai.
Thank you so much. I will start chanting Sambujo and Junirai. If you have the service book, please open it. But if you don't have it, please look at the screen. 上シャカニョライにうど上さんげらくぶじょうじぽうにょらいにうどうじょうさんげなWe are gathered today to observe the Shotsuki monthly memorial service for those who have gone to the Pure Land in the month of April. May the fragrance of incense represent the purity of our intentions. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of the truth of life dedicated impermanence. And may the light that burns brightly on the altar lead our thought to Amida Buddha's light of wisdom that dispels the darkness of our selfishness. Now we will start chanting Junirai. 慶州天に職業阿弥陀千両族尊在秘未明安楽公無料武士主意念金色心情行船のシャマタ行行ぞぶ両目上脈小蓮華高雅長来弥陀尊面前炎上女満が以降有女千日が少女天空苦しら高雅長来弥陀尊観音頂戴観知有事主従名嘘法将軍のぶくげどまけうま高雅長来弥陀尊無備無垢交渉上習得形受血尿国少佐利益徳自在高雅長来弥陀尊実法名門菩薩衆 無料書魔女三段衣装修女管理記事古賀将来未だ損本体法検知書系前言少女名大座お膝上女性の古賀将来未だ損自法将来勝負し権限人図し安楽戦後尊厳上領古賀将来未だ損小無常無我と薬女水学伝養老一種世法無名字古賀将来未だ損非尊部責無悪名薬無女人悪道不主に死心拒否損古賀将来未だ損非損無料法勉強無少種悪知識往生不大死亡大古賀将来未だ損河川非損苦毒事修善無変女海水省略前後小宇上者衛生主上小非公ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがにしくどく平等聖祭道北菩提心往生Please place your palms together and say,
Repeat after me. Devas and people bow to the ground in reverence before Amida, the sage, the noble one. In that marvelous land of peace and bliss, countless bodhisattvas surround him. His golden form shines forth pure like the king of Mount Sumer. His practice of truth is steadfast like an elephant's pace. His eyes radiate like pure blue lotus blossoms. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. His face is pure and perfectly shaped like the full moon. His majestic light shines like 1,000 suns and moons. His voice is like a heavenly drum or like a heavenly bird. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. Bodhisattva Canon wears upon his crown the image of Amida adorned with many precious jewels to subdue non-Buddhist views and the arrogance of Maras. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. His virtues are incomparable, vast and pure, clearly extending like vast open space. His acts freely benefit all beings. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. Bodhisattvas renowned throughout the 10 quarters, and even countless Maras always venerate him. The power of Amida's vow is for the benefit of all beings. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. Lotus flowers bloom in the golden treasure pond. Meritorious acts establish a wondrous throne, and upon it sits Amida, like the king of Mount Sumeru. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. From the 10 quarters, bodhisattvas come, revealing wondrous powers. They realize peace and bliss. Honoring his face, they offer eternal homage. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. All things are impermanent and without self, like the moon on water, lightning, shadow, or dew. Multitudes benefit from the Dharma that is beyond words. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. In the Buddha's temple, there are no evil names, nor is there discrimination or fearful evil paths. Every person having a sincere mind reveres the Buddha. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. The Buddha's countless skillful means put an end to renewed existence and to evil understandings. To be born is to attain non-retrogression toward Buddhahood. Thus I bow to the ground before Amida, the noble one. Thus have I praised the virtues of Amida. His meritorious acts are as boundless as the waters of the sea. Upon receiving these pure and good qualities, may all beings be born into this land. Can you put your hands together, please, in Gasho, and repeat after me? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Yoshi Sensei will now do his Dharma talk.
Thank you so much, Maureen, with English translation. And where's Stony? It's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, good morning, everyone, and welcome Hamilton Buddhist Temple Hanamatsuri and April Shotsuki monthly memorial service. And I'm happy to see your face and stay safe and stay well. So today, I would like to speak. Okay, yeah, sorry. Today, I would like to talk about Shakyamuni Buddha's life, because today we are holding the Hanamatsuri service that celebrates Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday. So Hana means a flower, and Matsuri means a festival. So Shakyamuni Buddha was born on April 8th, around 2,500 years ago. For a long time, we didn't celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday because Nirvana Day, like Shakyamuni Buddha entered the Nirvana, means he passed away or he completely became a Buddha in the Pure Land. We call it Nirvana, and we thought it's more important. Nirvana Day is more important than his birthday. So we didn't celebrate his birthday like used to. But when a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist member visited Germany, some Germany Buddhist people requested him to celebrate birthday, Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday. They visited a museum because no one had Buddha statue in their house. And they offered so many kinds of flowers in front of the Buddha statue in the museum. Therefore, we called the service Hanamatsuri, like a flower festival. So when I learned about the history, I surprised because I thought in Japan or in China or somewhere started the Hanamatsuri service, but actually it's in Europe, from Europe. It's very interesting. I think some other, like Sri Lanka or Tibet, they had own service for the Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday. But Hanamatsuri is from German. It's very interesting. And today, I'd like to share my PowerPoint. So can you see the PowerPoint? Okay, great. Today, I'd like to tell you about Shakyamuni Buddha's life. He's the founder of Buddhism. We usually place our palms together to Amida Buddha because Shakyamuni Buddha taught his disciples about Amida Buddha's great compassion and wisdom. Many people listened to his teaching and followed his guidance to remove their egos because they knew their egos caused sufferings. Shakyamuni Buddha said, suffering is painful when we cannot accept impermanent things. He used many kinds of examples to teach them the truth of a life. And some of the examples became sutras after he entered the Nirvana. Shakyamuni Buddha was a human before he became a Buddha. Buddha means someone who understands the truth of life, or we usually say awakened one or enlightened one. He was called Gautama Siddhartha before he became a Buddha. He was born in Lumbini, which is in part of Nepal today. Yeah. And his mother's name was Queen Maya. One day, she had a dream that a white elephant visited her room and told her she would have a baby, and the baby would lead and cure many people who have deep sufferings. So today we chanted Junirai, and I believe there was elephant in the sutra. Yeah. So Queen Maya had a dream, and white elephant told her she will get the baby, and the baby would lead and cure many people in this world. And on April, she had baby. She named him Gautama Siddhartha as a prince of her kingdom. When Gautama Siddhartha was born in this world, He pointed his index fingers to the sky and ground, which means there was no hierarchy and everyone was equal in this world. Everyone praised his path, not only human, but also nature too. Many flowers bloomed and it started raining, but the raining was sweet. That is why we offer many colorful flowers and sweet tea to the Buddha statues during the Hanamatsuri service. When Gautama Siddhartha grew up, he went out from his kingdom to learn about the lives of people who lived outside of the kingdom. On the first day, he went out of the east gate with his servant. Then they met one old man. Gautama Siddhartha asked his servant, "Why does he look so tired?" The servant told him the old man was getting old. Prince Gautama asked him again, "Will I become like him?" His servant answered him, "Yes, you will. You will get old." The other day, when they left from the south gate, they met a sick person. Gautama Siddhartha asked the servant, "Why is he laying down?" The servant answered him, "The person is sick." Gautama Siddhartha asked him again, "Will I get sick someday like him?" The servant answered him, "Yes, you will." On the next occasion, when they left from West Gate, they saw a funeral service. He asked the servant, "What is that?" His servant answered him, "It is a funeral service. They may have lost their friend or family." Gautama Siddhartha asked him, "Will I lose my loved ones and will I pass away someday?" His servant answered him, "Yes, you will." So Prince Gautama realized it was everyone's destiny to get old, and at the same time, everyone would have a sickness, and no one would be able to escape from death. He understood. He understood that humans always want to have or keep something forever in their life, but it becomes a cause of their sufferings. After leaving from Three Gate, Prince Gautama and his servant went out from North Gate. When they walked around, they met a monk. Gautama asked the servant, "Who is he?" The servant answered him, "He's a monk. He's practicing to escape or remove all sufferings." Prince Gautama didn't ask the servant any question anymore. After Prince Gautama met a monk, he stepped down from his throne and left the kingdom. He was 29 years old at the time of becoming a monk. After he left kingdom, he practiced very hard. He did sitting meditation all day for 6 years. He ate only 1 grain of rice a day. So he became so skinny and he could not stand up by himself anymore. One day, a girl, her name was Sujata, she saw him and gave food. After Gautama Siddhartha received milk rice from her, he started practice again. But he didn't meditate too hard anymore because he understood he had to practice not too hard and not too easy. In Buddhism, we call it middle path, Chudo, middle path. For example, when we play a guitar, we have to tune the guitar to make a good sound. If we tie the strings of the guitar too much, it makes too high sound or note. But if we unstring the guitar doesn't make a good sound either. Therefore, we need to tune the guitar not too tight, not too unstring. So after he understood the middle path and practiced again, he became a Buddha under the Bodhi tree. He had no more desire, attachment, or sufferings. People respected him and called him Shakyamuni Buddha, not Gautama Siddhartha anymore. They called him Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha taught his teachings to the people who had sufferings to remove their desires. His disciples learned so many things from him, and they called the teachings Dharma. And they wrote his teachings on the wood because there was no paper at the time. So they carried the wood and it became a sutras now. The Dharma was spread out all over the world by his disciples. Shakyamuni Buddha shared the Dharma to all people, but when he was 80 years old, he got sick. He told his disciples that he wouldn't live for much longer. The disciples and his followers cried a lot. However, Shakyamuni Buddha told them, after I leave this world, make the Dharma your place of refuge. Make of yourself a light. All things in this world are impermanent. Follow the Dharma diligently. Those are his last words. And today, many people listen to his teachings and the Dharma because we all have difficult or tough situation or time in our life. And we know Dharma guides us a mind of Pure Land. So this is Shakyamuni Buddha's life. I think some of you have ever heard this story. So I would like to share the story with you today because today is a Hanamatsuri, Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday. And we still have a time, I believe. So can I share Higan meaning? Because last month we held a Higan service, but I could not prepare the PowerPoint, the Ohigan meanings. So if you let me share, I want. So, sorry, Higan. Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, now. Okay. Higan. Ohigan services are held twice a year around the spring and fall equinox when the daylight and the night time are equal. In many ancient cultures, it was a time of celebration to remind us of our deep connection to people who have passed away. And Higa means, he means the other or other, and Gam means shore. So Higa means the other shore. It is short for To Higan, that means reaching the other shore. And other shore is a nirvana or pure land. So there is metaphor for crossing from this shore or this world to the other shore or pure land. And we call this metaphor Niga Byakudo. I believe you can see the PowerPoint, the picture. Niga means two kinds of rivers, and Byakudo means a white path. It can be translated as Nembutsu path because white path is Amida Buddha's guidance. And I found it, the slideshow. I found it good picture to explain it, Niga Byakudo. There is Tsunami River here. Tsunami River and Fire River. The Tsunami River represents our greed. Here, our greed. And Fire River represent our anger. And those people in this world represent ignorance. The teaching of the Buddha let us know all human beings always have the mind of greed, anger, and ignorance. And we call the mind three poisons in Buddhism. Sandoku, like three poisons. And even though we know we have three poisons in our mind, we cannot remove them easily. Moreover, we often don't realize or forget we are having the three poisons in our mind. And for example, a long time ago, when I was a high school student, did I talk about that? Okay, sorry. Sometimes I confuse when I did the Manitoba Temple and Toronto Temple, Hamilton Temple, which talk I did or I didn't, sorry. Okay, a long time ago, when I was a high school student, my friend and I took a train to go to school. At that time, he was using crutches because he had broken his foot. I wanted him to take the seat on the train because he could not stand up in the train like safely. But other high school student was sitting in the priority seat, even though he looked perfectly healthy. So I asked him to give the friend the priority seat very gently. I asked him, but he didn't give the seat to my friend. I was upset and said, "Hey, stand up. It is a priority seat. You shouldn't be sitting here, and you should give the seat to my friend who needs it." So the student didn't say anything, and he left the seat. However, he gave me the dirty look, he looked my eyes so strong, and I returned the look. Sorry, I was high school. Don't forget, I was high school student, and I returned the dirty look to him. So, and after he left, I said complain about him to my friend. like, oh, he was such a terrible student. I cannot believe it. And my friend said, oh, thank you, Yoshi, for ask him to give the seat for me, but please calm down. It's in the train. Please don't loud. So, but I could not stop complaining about him. So, however, a couple days later, I saw him in the public library, and I found him. Oh, he was a bad student. I knew him. But and he was wearing the short, and when I saw his leg, I realized he had a prosthetic leg. So, oh my goodness! In fact, he had needed the priority seat, but I didn't assume that he hadn't, and I was so ashamed and embarrassed so much. So even today, when I see a priority seat in the train in Toronto or in Canada, I remember that memory and my bad behavior. And if I could say sorry to him if I could say sorry to him when I saw him in the library, maybe I didn't ashamed of my behavior so much, but I didn't. I just ignored. So that is why I'm still ashamed of my bad behavior. And I learned I have to ask, or I have to know why they are sitting in the priority seat before I say stand up or get out, right? And we sometimes, but this experience, I think you also have similar, not same, but a similar experience in your life. So we sometimes tend to judge good or bad before we know their background. Or I could say, even though we know we are having the three poisons, anger, greed, ignorance, mind, we tend to decide she or he is a bad person or a good person before we know themselves well. So moreover, we often blame others when we have bad situation or bad behavior. But when I was studying Buddhism in the university, my sensei taught me Niga Byakudo. Then I realized that even though I thought I had done the right or good things for my friend, I had not realized that my actions were being guided by my greed, anger, and ignorance. So now I'm showing you the Niga Byakudo picture, fire river, tsunami river, and ignorance people. But actually, that three poisons is always in our mind or in our heart. And it's very difficult to remove from our mind. However, the sensei continually said, we must know that Amida Buddha guides us who has the three poisons to the Pure Land through Byakudo or Nembutsu path. Because Amida Buddha never ignored Nembutsu members. So I believe you can see the Nembutsu path here, Nembutsu road or white path. And Amida Buddha shine onto us. So that picture let us know Amida Buddha always guides us to the Pure Land. And also here, there's a Shakyamuni Buddha. He said, go to the Pure Land. And Shakyamuni Buddha said, welcome my parents. So this picture is very interesting, and Niga Byakudo picture, we can learn so many things from Niga Byakudo picture. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for attending today Sunday service. I'm happy to share Shakyamuni Buddha's life and Ohigan meanings today. Thank you. Yeah. Please join me, Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda.
Please join me in reciting the Golden Chain of Love. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. May I be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. May I think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandao, Namandao.
Some announcements. Thank you, Yoshi Sensei, for your Dharma talk today. Thanks to everyone for attending today's virtual service. Ray Nakano leads virtual mindfulness meditation sessions every Thursday evenings from 7 p.m. to 8:15. If you are interested in joining him, please email him at raymondnakano@gmail.com. The Women's Federation and the Living Dharma Center is having 2 more online workshops on Jodo Shinshu rituals. These are led by Canada's only ritual specialist, Reverend Uchi. The next session will be on Sunday, May 16th at 7 p.m. It will cover traditional Naijin altar arrangements. The last session, Demystifying Chanting Sutras and Gathas, will be on Sunday, June 13th at 7 p.m. Pre-registration is required. The details are posted on the temple website. Our next service is online on Sunday, May 9th at 1 p.m. This brings the formal portion of our service to a close. Please put your hands together in Gasho.
Namanda, Namanda,
Namanda,
Namanda.
Namanda, Namanda. Thank you.